I want to quickly talk to you about banks and credit unions that actually pay you back for out-of-network ATM fees. In other words, banks and credit union that reimburse ATM fees this year. First, I want you to think about Alliance. So Alliance Credit Union actually is a fantastic institution. Alliance Credit Union offers up to $20 a month in ATM fee rebates when you use the Alliance Visa debit card. And the rebate is actually deposited into your checking account at the end of each day that you are charged ATM fees, excluding foreign transaction fees. Next, you have Ally Bank. So one of the top-rated banks in this country. Ally Bank is actually known for charging very few fees on its account. It has no overdraft fees, incoming wire fees, or maintenance fees, and it really reimburses up to $10 a month for in-network, but also out-of-network ATM fees, though foreign transaction fees are not included. Next, you have Axos. So besides Alliance and Ally Bank, you have Axos Bank. So Axos Bank offers unlimited domestic ATM fee reimbursement for the essential checking account. So the essential checking is actually its standard checking account, rewards checking, and cashback checking accounts. So there are three accounts that are actually covered here. On the golden checking account, which is designed for customers ages 55 and over, up to $8 in ATM fees can be reimbursed every single month. So that's really good. And Axis Bank is pretty flexible because it is primarily an online bank. So it doesn't matter where you are at. You don't have a geo restriction problem. You can actually qualify for a checking account real fast. The other institution I want to share with you that actually reimburse ATM fees is actually Charles Schwab Bank. But before I talk to you about Charles Schwab Bank, I want to really talk a little bit about the fact that Axos Bank really has, in the last few years, especially during COVID, they have revamped their business model. And nowadays, they have zero monthly maintenance fees. So, of course, we're talking about banks that reimburse ATM fees, but Axos goes way beyond. They actually have no monthly maintenance fees, no overdraft or NSF fees. They have no minimum monthly balance requirements, no initial deposit requirements. So you have a bank that really is strong when it comes to giving you flexibility. If you're looking for banks that reimburse ATM fees, I want you to think about Charles Schwab Bank. And the cool thing about Charles Schwab Bank is that you gotta have, of course, you gotta be in investment, okay? Because this is a brokerage originally. So with a Charles Schwab High Yield Investor Checking Account, you can receive unlimited ATM fee rebates. All ATM fee reimbursement every month appear as a lump sum at the end of the month. So while you may be charged a conversion fee when banking internationally, Charles Schwab also doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. So that's really fantastic. And with a Charles Schwab Bank Visa Platinum debit card, you get unlimited ATM fee rebates applied to cash withdrawals, whatever the card is accepted. So that's really fantastic. And the next institution I want to talk to you is Lending Club. I want to talk to you about Lending Club. So at Lending Club, you are able to get an ATM fee reimbursement, but you need to have a rewards checking or tailored business checking account. So this is really good. And the reimbursement are deposited into your account at the end of every single month. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. If you're looking for a bank or a credit union that reimburses ATM fees, I want you to think about Navy Fed. So Navy Fed is another great institution, Navy Fed Credit Union. And Navy Fed actually offers up to $10 in ATM fee rebates and per statement cycle. So that's every 30 days. And they actually offer this for their free, easy checking account. And to be eligible for the account, you must either set up direct deposit or make at least 20 transactions every single month, or the account will be converted to one that does not reimburse ATM fees. In other words, if you do not actually if you do not actually meet those requirements, your account will just be converted to a regular account. Okay. Now, to join Navy Fed, of course, this is a credit union, but also a military credit union. So you got to have an affiliation with the military, either through work or a family or through your geography, through your location to qualify. Okay. But long story short, you are able to be reimbursed a maximum of $10 every month. I mean, that's a statement cycle. If you're looking for banks that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to think about TD Bank. And the cool thing about TD Bank is that TD Bank has a series of checking accounts. And so with TD Bank's Beyond Checking Account, you get unlimited out-of-network ATM fee reimbursement. However, a minimum balance of $2,500 in the account is required to qualify for ATM fee reimbursement. Okay, so that's really good. $2,500. If you qualify, you are really you'll love it. So the account I want you to really focus on is TD Bank Beyond Checking Account. Okay, and you also have other perks because you can earn $300 when you have $2,500 in qualifying direct deposit within 60 days. Okay, that's really good. And so you also have a TD early pay, no opening deposit, free overdraft protection, 2 overdraft fee reimbursement per year, and you can waive other TD Bank account monthly fees when you have a Beyond Checking account. And on top of that, you have no out-of-network ATM fees. Fantastic. Next, you have EverBank. So EverBank is kind of interesting also because EverBank in the last few years, especially during COVID, they have actually revamped their business model big time. And EverBank nowadays is a really optimal, what I call an optimal bank. In other words, it's a bank that's trying to optimize your transactions all the time. So formerly known as TIA Bank, EverBank checking accounts that don't have minimum balance requirements offer up to $15 in ATM fee rebates every single month. Accounts that require a minimum average daily balance of $5,000 provide unlimited reimbursement of ATM fees. So this is really good to really know. Next, you have Fidelity. So Fidelity is also pretty interesting. Fidelity Cash Management, that's the account that allows you to be reimbursed ATM fees. Okay, so with the Fidelity Cash Management account, you can get full ATM reimbursements on unlimited transactions. Also included with the company's debit card are travel and emergency assistance, worldwide travel assistant insurance, and auto rental collision damage waiver. So that's pretty good from a flexibility point of view. If you're looking for banks and credit unions that reimburse ATM fees, I want you to think about Connexus. Okay, Connexus is really great. It's a wonderful credit union, and it's really one of the best credit unions for avoiding domestic ATM fees. And you have all kinds of accounts, especially the accounts I want you to really think about is Connexus extraordinary checking accounts. Pretty good. You have the ability to earn a high APY, no minimum opening deposit, no monthly service fee, no out-of-network ATM fee, and you have a bank that refunds up to $25 every month in out-of-network ATM fees that are charged by providers. You also have multiple overdraft protection options. So those are the top 10 banks and credit unions that reimburse ATM fees. Let me give you a bonus here. You have I want to continue the list here. You have Chase. So Chase is actually one of the best national bank for avoiding domestic ATM fees. I mean, you have the ability to actually there is no required opening deposit. You have no out-of-network ATM fees worldwide, and you have unlimited out-of-network ATM fee reimbursement. No foreign exchange rate adjustment fees, no incoming or outgoing wire transfer fees. That's really fantastic. So, and Chase is the #1 bank in the country anyway, so you have that reputation right there. And next you have Bank 5 Connect. So if you're looking for banks that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to really give this bank a pretty good look. I mean, Bank 5 Connect is actually a bank that if you want to go with this bank, it's better that you like the whole online banking thing, because this is a bank that it's not a regional bank. It's not even a state bank. It's a local bank. But the good thing about Bank 5 Connect is that they have a strong online business model. So you can be somewhere in New York, you can be somewhere in Ohio, you can be somewhere in Alabama, and still qualify and still actually have a checking account with Bank 5 Connect, and they will make sure that whatever ATM fees you actually rack up, they reimburse you every statement cycle. Okay, you'll have the fees deposited as a credit to your account at the end of the month. If you're looking for banks that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Bank of America. Now, with Bank of America, you must meet the requirements. They have the preferred rewards sort of program, and this is a program that allows you to be reimbursed all the fees anyway. But Bank of America is kind of similar to a Chase, is a national bank. Okay, they have the footprint nationally, so that's pretty good. But what you have to do here is that it's just better to go to a Bank of America branch and see what you could qualify for. And but Bank of America, kind of similar to Chase, I said this before, will reimburse you ATM fees every single month as long as you qualify for a preferred rewards membership. You also have Wells Fargo. With Wells Fargo, you have to target an account called Wells Fargo Prime Checking. This is actually the account that will allow you to be reimbursed all ATM fees. Wells Fargo does not reimburse ATM fees across the board. They target a specific set of checking accounts, and just make sure that you get that. And so Wells Fargo Prime Checking, that's the name, Wells Fargo Prime Checking. You also want to think about Betterment. If you're thinking about banks that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Betterment. And Betterment is actually a fintech that has been around for the last few years. And they also revamped their business model during COVID. And they actually came out really strong ever since, okay? And in our view, this is one of the best online banking platforms for avoiding domestic ATM fees, okay? And if you want to go with Betterment, I want you to target an account called the Betterment Checking Account. So this account reimburses all ATM and foreign transaction fees worldwide. Can you imagine that? Worldwide. That's really good. And so there are also no monthly service fees. That's really fantastic. So on top of that, you have no minimum opening deposit, no monthly service fees, of course, no overdraft fees, and you have the ability to earn cashback rewards on your purchases. Okay, but this is a fintech, okay? So there are no physical branch locations. You will not earn interest without a cash reserve account, and the mobile check deposit is really limited to a certain customer. So maybe it's something that could be a deal breaker for you. Who knows? You can only deposit $1,500 in paper checks per day. So, and there's also no way to deposit cash. Just think about that. If you're looking for banks and credit unions that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Blue Fed Credit Union. So Blue Fed is kind of cool because the Blue Fed has been around for a while and they have great customer service, and they reimburse all ATM fees every single month. Okay, they will deposit, kind of similar to Alliance or Connexus. They will deposit actually the ATM fees as a lump sum in your account every 30 days. So Blue Fed Credit Union. And with Blue Fed, you don't have to worry about geo restriction. You will qualify for membership by donating to a charity that the Blue Fed will connect you to. You don't have to necessarily work for a company that's affiliated with Blue Fed, or actually have a family member who is a Blue Fed customer. So next, you have Consumers Credit Unions. CCU is actually another great institution when it comes to banks and credit unions that reimburse ATM fees. The cool thing about CCU is that once you qualify once you cultivate a great relationship with this institution, you are able to actually parlay that relationship into getting a loan. For instance, you can get a personal loan, and you can get a loan that can really lend you $50,000, or in some cases $100,000. Okay, but if you want to go through CCU, Consumers Credit Union, you want to target a checking account called the CCU Free Rewards Checking Account. That's the account that's going to help you actually get reimbursed ATM fees this year. And the cool thing is that there is no limit to the reimbursement. On top of that, CCU will reimburse you also foreign transaction fees, foreign ATM fees. So that's really great in terms of flexibility. The next institution that reimburses ATM fees is NBKC. And NBKC is really great also in terms of reimbursing ATM fees every single month. So kind of similar to all the other institutions. Some of the institutions on this list, they will deposit they will deposit as a lump sum all the fees that you have been charged by out of network ATMs throughout the month. So that's really fantastic. So if you are looking for banks that reimburse ATM fees this year, I want you to think about Salem 5 Direct. So Salem 5 Direct is a great institution. Now, of course, they're not nationally known as Chase or Bank of America or Wells Fargo, but it's a pretty good institution. Okay, and if you are able to, you can also be a member by applying online. So the company is called Salem 5 Direct, and the next bank that reimburses ATM fees is USAA. So USAA also does a great job in terms of reimbursing you for ATM fees that you actually racked up with out of network purchases. So those are the top 20. Okay, so let me give you a few facts before we close to this conversation. When you think about ATM fees, they can be a lot. Okay, you can pay like anywhere from $4 all the way to $24 or even $50 when it comes to ATM fees, depending on how often you use your card. Okay, now the total out of network ATM charge usually includes two fees: an out of network fee from your bank and a surcharge fee from a surcharge, if you will, from the ATM owner. So this is something to really think about. And you also, if you want to avoid ATM fees, you just have to get cash back when you check out at a grocery store or other retailer. You can use a digital payment app such as Venmo or Zelle in cases where you otherwise might use cash, such as tipping a hairdresser. You can take out larger sums of cash in a single ATM visit so that you're not incurring multiple fees for smaller withdrawals. And also, you can stick to in-network ATMs. Most banks, even online banks, are partnered with a large network of ATMs. You can usually find an ATM directory either on the bank's website or a mobile app to see in-network ATMs near you. So you have a lot of possibility. Okay. Now, how do you look at network size before picking a bank? Well, the thing is that when you think about picking a bank, you have to look at the network size in terms of the branch footprint. In other words, you want a bank that has a lot of branches. Unless you go for an online bank. If you go for an online bank, then you got to really make sure they have a partnership with a large ATM network, so you can avoid the fees. Otherwise, if you want to go with a brick and mortar branch or a brick and mortar bank rather, you want to go for the top 5. Okay, I'm talking about the top 5 or top 10, if you will. Top 10, you have I'm speaking about the Wells Fargo of this world, the Bank of America, the Citibank, the Chase of this world, the U.S. Bank, the Key Bank, the PNC, the Truist Bank, I'm just blanking right now. It will come back. But yeah, so the BMO Harris of this world, the Fifth Third Bank, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the kind of strategy you have to really think about. If you want to go physical, then you want to really choose those banks that have a large ATM or a large branch network. If not, if you go with an online bank, make sure they have a pretty varied, a pretty comprehensive ATM network agreement. So, in closing to this conversation, I spoke to you about banks and credit unions that reimburse ATM fees. So I give you those the list. Okay, we have Alliance, Ally Bank, Access Bank, Charles Schwab, Lending Club, Navy Fed, TD Bank, Everbank, Fidelity, Connexus, Chase, Bank 5 Connect, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Betterment, Blue Fed, Consumers, NBKC, Salem 5 Direct, and USAA. And I also talked to you about the facts here. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.